He is funny. The Lord is really, really funny. He loves to joke around with us all the time. Okay, who's next? How about a testimony? Who wants to share their testimony? Awesome. Val, come on up. I've got a little clock over here just to kind of keep mindful of the time and stuff. So, all right.
All right. So this is kind of funky to give my testimony here. So I was 10 years old. My mom was a complete sinner stoner. And we didn't know nothing about Jesus, hear nothing about Jesus ever, right? And I smoked cigarettes at 10 years old. And I was smoking weed and everything else at 10 years old. I was crazy. We blamed my dad for buying me Kiss albums when I was 9, and so that's what it was. I blame Kiss. So I went to see at 10 years old Close Encounters of the Third Kind. Had such an effect on my brain. I was mind wiped. I was like, I want to see you. You know, I literally that night I went back to my bed and I was almost praying. But I thought, no, I'm not going to pray. I'm just going to get up in the morning and I'm going to call out and make them come down to me. So I literally did that, crazy kid. So I got up in the morning before sun came up. Sun was just starting to come up. And I go outside. I know this is funny, but bear with me. So I get out there and I literally lift my hands. I'm on my front yard, 10-year-old kid, and I'm saying, come. I mean, I'm just asking the aliens to come, right? So that's not a big deal, right? You might think I'm a little nuts for that, but the bottom line is that year, my mom started going to church. And it was, what was the name of the church? It's down the street from here, Harbor Church, with Pastor Pruitt was the pastor. And she got radically saved. My mom was totally born again, gave up the weed, started losing her friends, just born again, man. And us kids were like, whoa. She started dragging me and my sister to church. You know, when I was ditching Sundays, going smoking my weed, and, you know, during the Sunday school, I'd go smoke my weed and come back stoned. And, whoa, Jesus, man. Anyway, I wasn't saved, and I didn't get church. I didn't understand church, right? Okay, so what ended up happening was Mom made us go to summer camp with our church. Okay, and I was faking that prayer all the time, man. I knew the prayer like the back of my hand. I could recite that thing. But at the point where the words, Jesus, come into my heart, you know, when that part came, I couldn't say those words. I would say all the words, but then I came to that part and I would mumble like this. It was supernatural. I could not say those words. Anyway, after saying that prayer, faking it for so many times, at least 10 times, the pastors caught on. One of these youth pastors caught on, and he just caught me, and it was around the campfire, and he led me in that sinner's prayer again. And then when it came to that time, and he saw me mumbling those words, he said, "Hey, I see you." He goes, "Say that again," you know. And I said the words for the first time, "Jesus, come into my heart." And I was 11 years old at that time. I walked away from the campfire, and I honestly don't know if I meant those words, but heading back to my dorm, I heard the voice of the Lord speak to me for the first time, and he might have been saying things many times before that, but I didn't hear him those times. He said, "Who do you think you're fooling?" My first real prayer, was these two words, "I know." And I said it back to him. Literally walking back to the dorm. I said, "I know," to the Lord. And man, the Spirit came on me. As a 11-year-old kid, I'm walking and I felt the Spirit of God for the first time, but it was so alien to me. Anyway, at that same time, this young kid who had this influence of God on his life, he was like so peer pressure in holiness towards us all. But for me, it was very important. He walked up right at the time he was walking up, almost like a beeline for me. I was trying to get out of the way. I couldn't, man. It was like a tractor beam, but Holy Spirit. He comes up and he just bear hugs me. And it's dark out. And I just got zapped by God. And now I'm feeling the love of Jesus in this guy. And he's crying. And he won't let me go. Anyway, he lets me go. And I walked back to the dorm, and I literally just a beeline to my zip up sleeping bag. I zipped that thing over my head and I prayed the prayer. I knew it by heart. I prayed the prayer for the first time in my life, word for word. And it lit up inside of that sleeping bag, man. It was like light went on inside the sleeping bag. I was sitting there praising God for the first time in the sleeping bag. True story. Anyway, so I wake up the next morning, all the kids are worshiping God at breakfast. All the time I've wondered, what are they doing, lifting their hands? I don't get it. This time I knew. I lifted my hands. I said, oh, they're praising God. Oh my gosh, I felt the Holy Spirit. Anyway, that's my testimony. Hasn't been a perfect Christian life, but that's when I got saved when I'm 11.
That's awesome. Any questions for Val?